Hey guys, picked up a lot of stuff from various places over the past week or two since I posted my last video. Just ran up on some deals I could not pass up. So first I'm going to show the stuff I got at Ollie's. Got Joker Killer Smile. They only had one copy of this book, and it was $3.99, which really surprised me. This is a hardcover. Picked up the Watchmen, the film. Back up a little bit. Watchmen, the film companion. Love Watchmen. Was very happy to find this. Just a really cool book. I think it was $7.99. Another one they only had one copy of. Got Warzone Future Imperfect. Just thought I'd pick it up because it had Hulk on the front. Can't remember his name. I think it's the Maestro. Anyway, picked that one up. As you can see, $4.99. Got Deathstroke, Volume 4, Defiance. Like Deathstroke. Got Nightwing, Volume 4. Hulk, Omega Hulk, Book 2. Flipped through it, just looked really interesting, so picked it up. Got Suicide Squad, Silver Age. This reprints the first adventures of the Suicide Squad from the 60s, so picked it up. Got DMZ, Book 2. This is another one I flipped through, and it just looked really cool, so picked it up. As you can guess, it's military story. Batman, Creature of the Night. This is written by Kurt Busiek, so I'm a big fan of his Astro City, so thought I'd pick it up and see what it was all about. Get these out of the way. This one was one I was most happy to find. The Joker, 80 Years of the Crown Prince of Crime. It reprints Golden Age, Silver Age. Haven't opened it up yet. You can see it's still got the plastic on it. But it reprints some of his stories, some Joker stories from pretty much every age up to the present. So thought I would pick that one up. And lastly, I got from Ollie's Flashpoint Unwrapped. This one didn't have a price tag on it. It was the only copy they had. I think the lady sold it to me for $3.99. Not really familiar with this story, but heck, for a hardcover, why not? These next couple I got from a place in Anderson, South Carolina called Planet Comics. Planet Comics has got two locations, one in Anderson and one just outside of Greenville, South Carolina. They have a wide variety of books, some really nice wall books. As far as the cheap stuff, if you're looking to buy on the cheap, that's not a place you go to buy on the cheap. But they do have a couple things that you can get for, discounted price. For example, picked up this Thunder Agents Archive, Volume 7, which reprints the series from the mid-'80s. Can't remember the name of the comic company. Anyway, it reprints all 5 issues of that series. These issues aren't really hard to find, the individual ones in the wild, but it's nice to have them all under one cover. This was a $60 book, and I got it for $8. And picked these up. Essential Marvel Team Up, Volume 1, which reprints number 1 through number 24. And Volume 2, which reprints 25 through 51. And Marvel 2-in-1, number 17. Just really cool Bronze Age stories. They're printed in black and white, so, it's not in color like the Masterworks is, but I picked these up for $6 a piece. So if you do happen to go to Planet Comics, look toward the very back of the store. They've got some boxes on the lower shelf that have archives and trade paperbacks, essential volumes, stuff like that you can pick up pretty cheap. There was some other stuff that I kind of wanted to get, but I was there on a budget, so I kind of hung off, kind of held back on that. Anyway, also went to Borderlands Comics in Greenville. They always have really cool dollar boxes, and a lot of their books are pretty good for the price, but their dollar boxes are really good. This time I picked up, it was mostly modern stuff, but stuff I picked up I think is pretty cool. Picked up this copy of Rima the Jungle Girl #2. I'm telling you guys, I don't think this book's ever been read. This is from 1973 or 74. But seriously, the only defect it's got is it's got a little mark right up here. But there's no spine ticks, there's no color breaks other than right here. I mean, this book would grade out really high, and I found it, in the dollar bin. Got Paradise X #3. Detective Comics and New 52 #7. 14. And 20. This particular weekend that I went, they had 20% off, so all of these were basically 80 cent a piece. Got Detective 937, 939, 945, exactly, 947, and 1024. I don't buy these newer books for cover price, as you can guess. I pick these up, as cheap as I can, so that if they're direct, which I've heard a lot of them are, I can put them in my dollar box for my local comic shop, and he usually ends up giving me more than I paid for them. So, also got Batman and Robin #12. Just kind of like that cover, cover by Batman and, Robin and Catwoman #22. Batman #60. This one was an upgrade for me. I picked up a copy of this a while back that was in kind of rough shape, so I thought I'd pick this one up to upgrade the one that I've got. Also got #63. And I found this one. This is the Borderlands exclusive for Batman #100. So, don't know how many they printed, but being as this was a Borderlands exclusive, I would imagine it's fairly rare. Got Legends of the Dark Knight #5, #10, and #25. Picked up a couple of issues of Stray Bullets. Got #30. 31. I think I've already got this one, but since he said, the guy told me, so well, since both of them are in the bag, I'll just say what's in the bag for 80 cents. So even if I've got it, I still got it really cheap. And #37. Hadn't heard of this one. Love this character, but apparently Dark Horse did a Mr. X story or miniseries, 3-issue miniseries. This is Mr. X #2 of 3 and #1 of 3. Couldn't find #3 of 3, but that's okay. Didn't really know a whole lot about this one. Kind of flipped through it in the store. It looked really cool. DC Universe Rebirth #1. Had good artwork. Not sure the story might be dumb, but anyway, for 40 cents, or 80 cents, picked it up. Got this one, cover by Blackest Night, Green Lantern #51. Got Godland #36. If you're not familiar with this series, this is Joe Casey's homage to the Jack Kirby New Gods mythology, Kirby mythology stuff that he did toward the end of his career. Well, starting from the early 70s when he went to DC. Just really cool, spacey type stuff that does remind you of Jack Kirby. Also got Kamandi at Earth's End, number 1 of 5, I'm guessing. Number 1 of 6. And number 5 of 6. I've been seeing this one in dollar boxes for years. Might not be all that great, I don't know, but been seeing it for so long, I just finally decided to pick it up. All right. Reach down here and get bag number 2. Found this one from Howard Chaykin called Century West. It's put out by Image. It's a tale that's set in around 1900, 1905, that time period, when the Wild West was kind of becoming civilized a little bit. Just a really interesting story concept. Thought it'd be fun to read, so for 80 cents, picked it up. Been piecing this series together over a long period of time. This is Airboy number 20 and Airboy number 23. I could have already had this entire series for the ones that I've seen, but it always seems like I always end up finding stuff that I want just a little more than the issues that I found. So, like I said, I'm piecing it together, and these issues aren't hard to find, so picked up those 2. Got Kirby Genesis Captain Victory number 2. Picked up this as Crux number 1. It's double signed, and it's signed by Mark Waid and Steve Epting. It's the only reason I picked it up because it's signed. Borderlands had a ton of signed books in their dollar boxes this time. I picked up a couple of books. Well, this one is one of them that I picked up because they were signed. Anyway, I could have gotten probably 15 or 20 books signed that I just didn't pick up. There were actually more than that in the box, but anyway, so thought that was pretty cool. This is number 1, and it's signed by the artist and the writer. Picked up X-Men Children of the Atom Book 5. I don't think I've got this one. I know I've got a couple of issues of this series. It's another Joe Casey thing, so picked it up. Got Infinite Crisis number 7. Pretty sure I don't have that one. Got Kill or Be Killed number 19. I just recently bought an issue of this series. It's the Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips stuff that they put out, that Image puts out. I like Brubaker's stuff, just good crime comics. And this story intrigued me, so anyway, I'm picking them up when I find them. Now, Captain America number 2, Steve Rogers, Captain America number 2. I'm guessing this is part of that Hail Hydra storyline. I read number 1, and much to my better judgment, I picked these up anyway. Number 2 and number 3. Picked number 3 up because of the cover. So, because I picked up number 3, I said, well, I better get number 2. Very happy to find these. This is the Dark Horse Dr. Solar Man of the Atom number 1. Got number 3. And number 4. I might have 3 and 4. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought them. I knew I didn't have number 1, but I picked them up because if I had come home and not had these issues already like I thought I did, I would have been very angry. Got Crying Freedom Part 3, number 2. This guy who wrote this story is the same guy who wrote the Lone Wolf and Cub series, and I greatly enjoy that series. The artist is a different guy. I think the guy that did Lone Wolf and Cub's last name is Kojima. But anyway, picked it up because it just looked very interesting. Also got part 3, number 5, and part 3, number 7. Now, sticking with me, guys, almost there. Got Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, Book 1. I am fairly certain I don't have this one. I heard so many negative things about it when it came out, people just absolutely hating on it, that I haven't been actively seeking it out. But when I saw it in the dollar bin, I said, well, for 80 cents, figured I'd take a chance. Got Magnus Robot Fighter number 1 from Dark Horse. Got Streets, Book 2. This one seems like just a really cool crime noir type story. Police corruption, just all the stuff you would expect to find. Just looked really cool. Read the description of it on the back, so I picked it up. Jack Miller, Neil Adams, Dead Man, number 4. This is a reprint of, I believe, Strange Adventures from the late 60s, early 70s. I've got the original issues, but, figured I'd pick it up anyway. This one's total cover by War of the Green Lanterns, Aftermath, number 1. Like I said, total cover by. Got Kirby Genesis, number 2. And number 3. I know I've got number 0. I know I've got number 1. They had a bunch of variant covers for this series, so I may end up actually already having these, but I know I don't have these covers regardless. Going back to talking about the signed books, I got Robin, number 124. This one is signed by Bill Willingham, who did Fables. So thought that was pretty cool, so picked it up. Got Original Sin Annual number 1. I know there was a lot of flack about this story. A lot of people didn't like it. I try to look at things and just enjoy the story for what it is most of the time, and try not to compare it to continuity. About the only one I'm really a stickler for continuity on is Batman. Everything else, I just try to enjoy the story. And this is one of those. Got Hit Girl, issue number 5. Been trying to piecemeal this one together. This is the Fade Out, number 4. This is another Brubaker Phillips series. This one is set in the late 40s, early 50s, I believe. And it's a really cool story about this movie star who violates their morality clause in their contract. And it's the studio trying to cover it up. And let's just say that they kind of make a mess of things, but in the end, well, if you're interested, buy the series and see. Got Dynamite, the Avenger, number 1, and that's $7.99. That is part of the cover. That is not a sticker. Television Killers. This character is an old pulp magazine character. DC put out an Avengers series in the mid-70s. I think it was 4 issues. It's a really cool character when you get into it. He's a guy that has a white face because of an accident that happened. It's kind of I think you see shades of the Joker's origin in his origin. And I say shades because it's, just that. It's not a blatant, the Joker is not a blatant ripoff of this character, but there are similarities. Finally found this one. Not a big deal to some, but it is to me. This is the Grim Ghost number 2. I have had number 1 and number 3 for years. And I mean years. Never could locate number 2. You can find it in dollar bins, but the ones I've been looking in, it has not been there. Or if it has been, it's been coverless or some other bull crap. Anyway, so when I saw this one, and this one is in pristine condition, it really is. I was very happy to find that one. I may already have this one. I picked up quite a few Sin City Big Fat Kill issues at Heroes Con. This might be one that I already have, but, you know, again, for 80 cents, picked it up. This one, cover by story might be Drek. Our Worlds at War, Adventures of Superman and Doomsday, number 594. Just picked it up out of curiosity, just to see what it is. Anyway, that is my haul. Hope you saw something that sparked an interest or something made you want to go out to your local comic shop and go through the cheap boxes and see what kind of good stuff you can dig up. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.